Welcome to the Lyft Zone. It's your man Nate. Sit back and relax while we talk about the week in Lyft. Okay, the week in Lyft with your man Nate. First thing is that Lyft came out with an announcement about the GM and Lyft partnership, okay? I got a little piece of paper here so I won't miss anything. What they're saying is that there's an agreement between GM and Lyft where if you don't have a car, there's a program that you could sign up where GM is going to give you, not give you, but they'll lease you a car if you want, okay? Now, the thing about it, before I even go into the details, is the thing about these deals is in most cases, you're paying for convenience, okay? You're paying for convenience. So general advice is that if you have credit or if you have money where you could just go to a dealer or get a bank loan, that's going to be cheaper than these programs, okay? All these programs, if you could just go and get financing yourself, it's going to be cheaper, okay? But just say somebody got some mashed up credit that they can't get financed for some reason, and they have to do a program like this because they don't have the, I'm not going to say the wherewithal, but they don't have access, okay? They don't have access to get a car for some reason. Well, with this GM program, what they're saying is that they will lease you a car, okay? Now, if you do less than 40 rides a week, okay, you'll pay $99 plus $20, 20 cents a mile, okay? If you do more than 40 rides, you won't pay the mileage, you'll just pay the $99 a week, okay? And if you do more than 65 rides in that week, you'll it won't cost you anything, okay? So they will waive the weekly $99 fee and they'll waive the 20-cent fee, okay? I'm not going to sit here and do the math and, okay, well, you have to do this or that for it to be worth it, okay? You can kind of do that on your own. My general advice, though, is, as I said earlier, is that if you can get financed by yourself, then most of the time it comes out cheaper than getting financed through one of these convenient programs. Now, convenience programs. Now, it doesn't mean that somebody out there, like I said, this might work for them, okay? This might, but just, man, look, read the details, okay? Read the details, because I'm not going to say this program is totally bad, because look, man, it's a lot of people out there. It is a lot of people. So for somebody, this might be the person's only access, okay? So I'm not going to paint a broad brush, as they say, and just say like, look, man, this is just a terrible program. I'm not going to say that. Is it a program for me or that I would do? Probably not, okay? But I got good credit, okay? So that's the GM deal, okay? Students are back to school, so we should, if you drive in Lyft, if you haven't driven Lyft, definitely go in the description, click the link that I have in there, because you need that to get the bonus when you sign up. In Philly, it's $350 right now. I know in DC it's like $750, okay? So since the weather's breaking, I think Monday is the first day of spring, so Lyft and Uber are going to be raising their bonuses because they want to get more people out there, okay? What else has been happening in the world of Lyft? Lyft, I gotta stop here for a second. Lyft raised or took off the cap on their prime time. Prime time is like surging. For those of you who don't know, it's supply and demand, okay? If you only have a little bit of cars out there, meaning drivers, and the demand is high, what happens is the price goes up. Supply and demand, classical economics, okay? Uber never had a cap, okay? Lyft had a cap. Lyft had a cap of 200%, but as of last week, they lifted that cap. So now it can go to 300, 400, 500. I have mixed feelings about this, okay? I have mixed feelings about this because on one hand, maybe during January 1st, there's some Uber drivers who saw 8%, 9%, 10% surge. So they say, okay, look, I'm gonna fall back and go to Lyft because Lyft caps theirs at 200%, okay? So when I got my customer hat on, if you want, it's like the same thing that was driving people from Uber to Lyft might be driving people from Lyft also, meaning that cap. That's on the one hand, okay? But on the other hand, as a driver, hey baby, I'm not gonna turn down that 400%, 500%, 600%. I gotta eat too, homie. Okay? So look, if it's at 400% or 500%, look, man, this was gonna be the same price that you were gonna pay if you got picked up by a taxi. Okay? So my time is just as valuable as any other taxi drivers, okay? So that's how I feel about it on that side. But Lyft has made this choice, and hey, I'm not going to knock it, okay? We don't have a cap. Lyft doesn't have a cap. So now it falls in line with Uber as far as not having a cap as far as surging. And look, man, my rides is worth it. I'm going to just put it to you like this. My rides are worth it. What else has been happening in the world of Lyft? Piece of advice, okay, and this advice comes from me being on in these different chat rooms, okay? What I used to do is I would be so anxious to please the customer that if they change their destination, I will put it in for them, okay? Now this has never come back to bite me, but I've seen other people where this has come back to bite them. For example, a person, just say that they're going from, I'm just gonna use general terms, okay? They're going from Philly to Jersey, okay? So they put it in, they're going to Jersey. But then when they get to Jersey, they say, no, I want to go to New York, okay? And this is an exaggeration, okay? They say, okay, I want to go to New York. Now, if you put it in there and you go to New York and they get there and they're like, no, I didn't want to go to New York. I only wanted to go to Jersey, okay? Now, you drive them back to Jersey, and again, this is exaggerated, okay? But if this happens and Uber or Lyft have to try to backtrack and find the steps as far as what happened, okay, it's gonna look like you put it in there from Jersey to New York because they can tell who entered the address, okay? What does all this mean? If somebody wants to change the address, have them change it. Have the passenger change, okay? Now, most people probably know this already, okay? But I didn't, okay? I didn't know that. So I would be trying to be proactive and no, I got it. Now, no. Everybody, if you're a passenger, you change the address, okay? I'm only going to where this is sending me. That's my first tip, and to hurry this video up. My second tip is that for Uber, if you drive Uber and you drive Uber Pool, because now they have this in Philadelphia, make sure that you go to the destination, because if you drop somebody off early, it's going to mess up everything. Okay, it's going to mess up everything. So if a person wants to go off course, no, I have to go because this is Uber Pool. I have to go to that particular destination. And again, I really don't do Uber a lot, okay? But when I do sometimes, and I do that awful Uber Pool, you gotta stick to the script, because if you got passenger one and you're going to passenger two, and passenger one is like, all right, well, I just want to get off here and walk, you got to tell them, nah, because you took this Uber Pool, what this means is we got to go to the exact location that you put in. Okay, so I advise you next time, don't put it in. But again, we talking about Lyft in the world of Lyft, okay? And that's all I got for Lyft, man. Lyft, what else can I say, man? Look, now's the time to drive. Go to my link in the description, okay? Look, man, you can get signed up real fast, but now is the time. If you haven't been driving, get out there and drive, okay? Look, man, this is your man Nate, This is the Lyft Zone. We just went over the week in Lyft. If you got any questions, holla at your man.